Changes are coming, lots of changes. All right, the changes we're talking about right now are optional changes coming to employer-sponsored retirement plans next year in 2024. What's the cause of these changes?
Secure 2.0.
Exactly. Now the funny thing is, even though we're talking about optional, what's the first word in number one?
Mandatory.
Yeah, okay. So mandatory distributions or force outs. So the limit forever since this has been around has been $5,000. Now then, the limit in 2024 is $7,000. What this means is that if an employee has to be a vested account balance of less than $7,000 in their plan, the employer, there's a mechanism, there's a process, but the employer can get that money swept out to an IRA if the employee doesn't take a distribution on their own, right?
Okay. So clean up your plans.
Absolutely. Yes, it helps keep the small account balances out of the plans. All right, now then, number two is, this is a new thing for next year. Not exactly sure how it's going to operate, but it's withdrawals for emergency expenses, okay? Now then, this is different than hardship because hardship has very, very specific reasons that you can use a hardship for, and you can't pay it back. All right, now this one is for, quote, unforeseeable or immediate financial needs relating to personal or family emergency expenses. Have you seen anything clarifying as to what those are?
Nope.
All right. Now then.
Hopefully self-certifying, right?
Yes, it is also.
Because
right.
if you really have to certify it, then
right.
it becomes a whole different
Very different thing. So this is definitely one of those self-certifying items that is going to be available next year. Now then, it's one distribution per year of $1,000, and can the participant repay it?
Yep.
How long do they have?
3 years.
Right. That's kind of different. All right. Now then, you can only take this once every 3 years if you don't pay it back. But if you pay it back, you can do it once a year.
Hey, what about the taxes on that?
Okay. Where my understanding of the rules is that because it's one of these repayable distributions, it's not subject to the 10% excise tax.
Doesn't matter if it's coming out of Roth or
no.
401k?
No. This is
agnostic.
Agnostic. Obviously, it has to be vested, and the employee has to have a vested account balance to support it. All right. Now then, the other one, we've got a long video on this, but this is the PLESA, the Emergency Savings Account. This is different. So the other one we were talking about is just another way for employees to take money out of existing sources. Number three is a completely brand new animal.
It's like a sidecar.
It's like a sidecar. It's an extra Roth account. It's capped at $2,500, and the first 4 distributions each plan year can't have any fees on them. All right. Number 4 is, this is a big one, I think. All right.
Yeah, wow. Is this self-certification?
This is also self-certifying. All right. Number 4 is withdrawals relating to domestic abuse. The maximum amount here is the lesser of $10,000 or 50% of a participant's vested account balance. This is also not subject to the 10% excise tax. They are still taxable, okay? But there's no 10% excise tax, and the participant may recontribute the withdrawn money within 3 years, and if the money is paid back, they do get the taxes back. But this is also definitely one of those self-certifying
One of the
ones.
few words I ever see in this space, our space, is refund of taxes.
Yes, that's not something we see very often.
Novel.
All right. Number 5, student loan payments as deferral for matching contributions. This is definitely one of those things that is a good idea, but the devil is in what?
The details.
All right. Now then, this act permits an employer to match specific student loan payments.
So the reason for this is you're repaying your student loans, and maybe you don't have enough money to put in the 401k plan or do as much as possible. So hey, you still can get a match on the money that you're contributing, at least to that.
Right. If it's a qualified student loan payment, the employer can choose to add this provision to a plan, and the employer would then be matching your student loan payments. So you get to pay off your student loan debt and you get to have something put towards retirement. Now then, there's a lot of questions still with how this is actually going to operate. So please be patient with your employer if they don't pick up on this one right now. There's still a lot of questions. There are also different options as to how we can get the same result going about it with a different way, right?
Right. And isn't really this is for the student of the student loans. It's not for people, parents paying back student loans or grandparents paying back student loans. This is
Right.
for the student paying back the student loan.
Right.
And showing what they paid.
Right.
Yep.
Catherine, was this video helpful for you?
Well, it raised some more questions.
Yeah, and I thought, yeah, I mean, we both learn a little bit doing these things. So hopefully this
I'm
video...
glad we had this time together, Christopher.
I'm so glad
If I have
yes.
any questions, I know to come back next week and ask you.
That's
Yeah.
exactly true. All right. So, but please go watch our video, Annual 401k Checklist Guide, to learn about how to maintain a healthy 401k plan. We would love to continue this conversation with you, so please comment below, like, subscribe, tell your friends and neighbors about us. We'll look forward to hearing from you. Take care.
Even your pets.
Even your pets. Ciao.
Toodaloo.